Well, hey guys, good morning. Big A coming to you from the station camp Greenway. Somebody just asked me why I have my sunglasses on. They said it's cloudy outside. I said I'm praying for sunshine and I'm anticipating great things happening today. Hope you guys are crushing it. Hey, I talk a lot about Bob Warren, my mentor for 20 years. And used to, I would travel with Bob all over the country, and we had some amazing talks. I mean, it's pretty cool to have a mentor like that for 20 years and teaching me some valuable life lessons. And what I want to talk to you about, and this is titled, Be Quiet, All You Egomaniacs, including myself. And it come to the stark realization this morning that I really do these talks for me. This really has nothing to do with any of you. I have to remind myself every single day of the things I should and shouldn't do. So I guess I'm doing these videos primarily so I can keep my mouth shut sometimes and not be this egomaniac. Let me give you a couple of scenarios. Have you ever been in a conversation with someone? Or let me ask you this. When was the last time you were in a conversation with somebody and as soon as they got finished talking about whatever it is they were telling you, you had to get your phone out and show them a picture of your big deer or your big fish or your grandkids? You had to one-up them, or you had to at least match them, right? Well, I did this so bad. I mean, it was such a blind spot for me 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And Bob Warren helped me with that more than anybody. And David Landreth, he's another mentor of mine for about 20 years. And those guys said, listen, you got to let other people's story be their story. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's just like when people tell you stories about things, you can't go, oh yeah, man, I've done that too. And I've been there too. And here's a picture of my bigger deer, or my bigger fish, or I've been to that location. Also, and I never really thought about it like that. So a couple weeks ago, I was in a conversation with a bunch of guys. And one of the guys in the conversation had a really cool story. And he was so excited to share his story. Well, he started sharing the story. And about 90% of the way through his story, another guy jumped in. He goes, yeah, let me. And he started in on how he had done that and he had been there and etc., etc. Well, it just squelched. It neutered that guy right there. Well, I knew the rest of the story, and the other guys in the conversation didn't even have privy of what was going on, and they didn't even hear the rest of the story. And I thought, dang, he didn't even get to the punchline. He didn't even get to the best part of the story, but it shut him down. He was like, he was done. He wasn't going to tell the rest of the story. And I just want to encourage you guys today, just for a week, maybe even just for today, try to do that. And many, many times I have failed at this, because you guys know I'm a big hunter and a big fisherman. I love to go out on the lake, and I'm always taking pictures of the fish because I love to show them to my grandkids when they can't go with me. And I've caught myself so many times when somebody tells me about, hey, a fish, I go, hey, let me show you these fish I caught last week. I just want to encourage you to let people's story be their story. Now, here's my favorite. Here's my favorite. I'm being sarcastic. It's when I'm telling a story and I don't even get halfway through and they finish my story and then they one-up me. And I'm like, dang. You know, I was excited. I wanted to tell you about my story. I wanted to tell you about my grandkids or the fish or deer or a business transaction or something that I have. And you just completely shut me down. Now, we don't say that to people. We don't come out and say, hey, you just neutered me right there, you know. We don't say that, but that's the way we feel. And here's what happens, is we build up a tolerance to what we'll tell that person. We'll go to tell it to other people that will allow us to finish our story. Let me tell you a better way to do this. I had a friend of mine send me a picture of a deer that he killed. And it was a great deer. But I had a deer story also that I wanted to tell him. And I was so tempted to tell him, and I went, no, I'm not going to say anything. And here's what I said. Tell me more. Give me more pictures. Tell me how you did it. Where were you at? What time of day was it? And man, do they get excited. They want to share with you, and they want to tell their story. When I was with Bob Warren traveling, well, I got the privilege of traveling all over the country with him. He was an all-star basketball player. And like, he had a perfect game at Vanderbilt, 41 points, didn't miss a shot. It's amazing, a big write-up in the paper. They retired his jersey. It's in a trophy case out at Vanderbilt University. He went on to play pro ball and played 8 years for the San Antonio Spurs. and I've traveled with him all over the country, and people tell him stories about when they played college ball, or about their best game, or about something that they did that was amazing. And I would always wait in the early days for him to tell them, I had a perfect game, I played for Vanderbilt, played pro ball, and he never did it. Not one time, he never did it. We would get in the car and I'd say, hey man, why didn't you tell them about your perfect game? Why didn't you tell them you played for the San Antonio Spurs? He said, why would I want to do that? That guy was so excited, and I would just crush him. I would just take away everything that he was excited about. And man, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's tough for me even today. I have to bite my tongue, and sometimes I don't make it. Sometimes I jump in and I tell my story too. But it is a victory when I don't share. When I go away from that story and I encourage them and say, show me more, tell me more, I want to learn more, it endears me to that person, and it allows me to build a relationship with them. And at some point, I'll get to share my stories as well. But if you want to be a real friend, not just an acquaintance with somebody, allow their story to be their story, and it'll pay big dividends. Hey, I'm Big A, coming to you live from the Station Camp Greenway. You guys go crush it today. Have a good one. We'll see you.